With me now is journalist Michael Tatarski, who is live in Vietnam and will be covering the summit. Michael, good to have you. Is there any buzz today in Vietnam about the summit? Are people on the streets of Vietnam talking about it? Are they curious about it? Do they care about it?
Certainly on social media, there's plenty of buzz. Facebook is really popular here, so especially up in Hanoi, obviously people are sharing photos and talking about it. I think the real buzz will come once Kim Jong-un and especially Donald Trump arrive. Everyone here, like around the world, loves the spectacle. This will certainly be one of those. There will be lots of security on the streets, and of course, people will love to come try and see the leaders' convoys. When President Obama visited in 2016, huge crowds lined the streets. So there will be a lot of people just curious to see what's going on outside.
Another curious element here is what exactly the two men are hoping to achieve. Do we have any sense of what the agenda is, what President Trump specifically wants to get out of this meeting?
Well, like you said in your intro, he has said he would be happy just to continue with a halt on testing, which is a little interesting going into the talks, because he also mentions denuclearization, but Kim has given no indication that he wants to do that. There was a vague agreement after the Singapore meeting last year that said they would work towards denuclearization on the Korean Peninsula, but of course for Kim, that means getting rid of nukes in South Korea as well, not just his weapons. Whereas on the Trump side, it's not entirely clear what he means when he says denuclearization. Yeah. So going into this, it's really unclear. And of course, Kim and North Korea are highly secretive, so we don't really know what they expect out of this.
A lot of mystery about this, but Michael, the White House has been using Vietnam as a specific example. They've used the fact that this was a country once at war with America, once an American enemy. They've turned around. They're now prosperous. It's a tourist hotspot. It welcomes American businesses and investment. The White House and American supporters say that Vietnam is a good example of what North Korea could become. Is that really a fair comparison, do you think?
Parts of it are certainly fair. I mean, the historical parallels are kind of hard to deny. Former combatants, North Korea, of course, is still divided with the South. In both communist countries, that's kind of obvious. But Vietnam is much different. Even though it is communist, it has a pluralistic leadership model. There's no cult of personality like Kim and his father and grandfather built around themselves. So for North Korea to pursue any kind of path like Vietnam, it would have to undergo massive political and economic reforms that I don't think Kim has any interest in carrying out right now.
All right, Michael Tatarski live for us in Vietnam, previewing some of the challenges and expectations for the summit. Good to have you on. Thank you so much.